Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Smitha. One of the most recent talked about events is the Mijwan Fashion Show 2018, which is a collab between Manish Malhotra, the designer, and the Mijwan Welfare Society. They had their 7th edition and it was a star-studded event. I'm sure you saw the pictures of Deepika Padukone and Ranbir Kapoor walking the ramp. Of all the celebs who attended, there's one star who really caught my attention, and it has to be Sonakshi Sinha. She was spotted in a beautiful pearl-embellished off-white sheer sari by Manish Malhotra, and the blouse was to die for. It almost looked like it was a choker with pearls just dripping down the choker. And her hair was just straight, clean, shiny, sleek, and her makeup was also very clean. For this tutorial, all the costume as well as jewelry was made by me. If you're not following me on social media, you're missing out on how I make this stuff. So make sure you're following me there. I've included links to my Instagram as well as Facebook in the description box below. And without further ado, let's get this started. I'm also going to be trying out new products. Coastal Scents sent me this travel size rose gold brush set that they launched 2 days ago. It's absolutely stunning. They're at a launch price of 30% off, and I have an extra 10% off discount code over this if you guys want to get it before tomorrow, and that's in the description box below. I'm going to be starting with my brows. Taking the darkest color from the Coastal Scents brow palette using their rose gold angled brush, I'm going to start filling in my sparse areas. If you look at Sonakshi's brows, they're pretty filled in, but the inner part of her brows are rounded. But obviously my brows are quite thick, so I don't have to fill in that much. I will just be filling in the sparse areas, and I will leave the inner part blank without filling in, just to give the illusion of more rounded brows. Next, I'm going to take some concealer with a small concealer brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to clean up the borders of my brows. I moisturized my face about half an hour ago, so everything is soaked in and I'm ready to prep my face. For primer, I'm going to be using the Photo Loving Primer from NYX. For color correction of all the darkness on my face, I'm going to be using this orange color corrector from the Conceal palette. This is again from Coastal Scents. As always, I'm going to apply this with a brush. I'm going to blend it out with a damp beauty sponge. Then I'm going to set it with my Artistry loose powder before I apply any foundation. If you apply a foundation without setting this color corrector, it's going to mix with your foundation and your face will start appearing orange. So that step is very important. And you don't need too much powder. I'm going to dip my brush in the powder, tap off all the excess, and I'm not going to dip it again. I'm going to use this amount throughout my face. Sonakshi has the very clean, luminous base on her face, and for that I'm going to be using the Smashbox Liquid Halo Foundation in number 5, and to get that glow, I'm going to be mixing it with a liquid highlighter from Sigma called Afterglow. I'm going to mix both behind my palm, and I'm going to apply it first with a brush and spread it out with a damp beauty sponge. To highlight my face, I'm going back to my Coastal Scents palette. I'm taking this concealer with this flat brush and I'm going to be applying this on the highest planes of my face, and I will blend it out with a damp beauty sponge. From her picture, it almost looks like she has a very light contour. So I'm going back to the palette and I'm picking this contour color and I'm going to be applying it in the hollows of my face as well as the circumference of my face using a small brush, and I'm going to blend it out with a damp beauty sponge. I'm going to be contouring my nose as well because her nose seems to be a little more lean and longer than mine. Using more loose powder, I'm going to set under my eyes before the concealer starts creasing. If it has already creased, take a damp beauty sponge and remove the creases before you use the powder. Next, using the Jordana Forever Flawless Pressed Powder, I'm going to set just my T-zone, not the entire face, because I still want the glow in my face. By setting it with a powder, you're going to mattify your face, and I don't want that. So I'm going to be setting just my T-zone because that's where I sweat. Before I move to my eye makeup, I'm going to dust more loose powder under my eyes, so in case there's any fallout, it's easier to dust it off later. To highlight my brow bone, I'm taking Croissant from Coastal Scents. Using their small shader brush, I'm going to be applying this right under the arch of my brows. To prime my lids, I'm taking the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Primer. After I've applied this, I'm going to set it with a loose powder just above my crease, not on the lids, because I'm going to be using a cream base on my lids. Sonakshi decided to go for brown smoky eyes, and in some pictures where she's looking down, you can see a shimmer in the brown. So it's not like a matte brown, it's a brown with shine in it. So for that, I'm going to first use a transition color. I'm taking this brown from the Morphe 35F palette. Using this flat blending brush from Coastal Scents, I'm going to be defining my crease and my outer corner. To get that intense smoky eyes, you need a black base or a dark base, and for that I'm using the Maybelline Gel Liner in black. I'm going to be applying this with a flat shader brush, starting with my lash line all the way just below my crease. And after I've applied this, I'm going to use the same brush to smudge out just the corners, so it becomes easier to blend out anything that comes over this base. Next, I'm taking this dark brown color which has the right amount of shimmer in it, and I'm going to be applying this right on top of the black base. Look how intense and beautiful that is. Now I'm going to take back my blending brush and I'm going to use it in the gap between my crease and the colors that I just applied on my lid, so everything is well blended out. Taking this brown color again with a pencil brush, I'm going to be using this in the lower lash line, just in the outer 2/3, just like what she has. Using a black eye pencil, I'm going to tightline my waterline, and then I will take a small definer brush and smudge this out in my lower lash line, only in the outer 2/3. To line my top lash line, I'm taking the NYX matte liner in black. I'm going to apply a coat of mascara. This is Lash Renegade from Wet n Wild. Before I use my falsies, the one that I'm going to be using today is Harjot in Bossy. For blush, I'm going to be using Heartfelt from Coastal Scents. I'm going to be applying it with their angled brush. To add some illumination to the highest planes of my face, I'm going to be using Croissant from Coastal Scents. On her lips, she had a very understated peach nude color, and for that I have the perfect color from Wet n Wild. This is called Nudist Peach. Finally, to set my face and to make sure my makeup lasts longer, I'm using a setting spray from Wet n Wild. Her shiny, straight, sleek hair was such an important part of her look, so I thought I'll show you how to achieve that as well. First, to protect my hair from all the heat that I'll be using, I'm using the CHI Iron Guard. This will form a layer on your hair and will stop it from getting fried from using all the heat. I'm going to be working in sections, and the straightener that I'm using is from Remington. I'm going to comb down my hair once and make sure there's no tangles before I use the straightener. Once I'm done with straightening all my hair, to get that shine, I use organic virgin coconut oil. I use very little. Make sure you use the right quantity, because by adding too much, your hair will get sticky and you don't want that. And finally, I take a fine bristled teasing brush and I comb out my hair. You can also use a toothbrush to do this if you don't have a teasing brush. And that's how you get straight, sleek, shiny, beautiful hair. To make my sari and the blouse, I got some fabric from a fabric store. And I also got some pearls and some beads and some beautiful decoration that goes on top of it. And I hand embroidered everything. I made the blouse myself as well. And including the jhumkas. I had made it for another tutorial and I just used the same ones because it kind of looked similar to what she was wearing. And here's the final look. Let me know your thoughts on this look by commenting below. And if you like this tutorial, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And sometimes if I'm in a mood, I post an extra bonus video on Sunday. Thank you all for your support. I love you guys so much. And I will see you again next week with brand new videos. Bye guys.